What up, this is your boy, the Solo Traveler ORD, and thanks again for checking out another one of my videos. Of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and then hit that bell while you're here, and leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think about this whole subject. So basically, I'm reporting to you guys about what's going on with Brazil. So it looks like Brazil, they have released a statement stating that if you're traveling into the country and you're unvaccinated, you will have to quarantine. So that is some big news that is coming out of Brazil. This is something you really don't want to be playing with because of the fact that, you know, who wants to go to Brazil and be quarantined? Unfortunately, the article doesn't state anything about how they're going to enforce this whole COVID, this whole restrictions and so forth, but being quarantined. But who knows? Another Colombia, what they were doing was they had the check meg, and they were using that to keep track of you. However, of course, you know, we know that at times you were able to get away with it if you stayed at an Airbnb, but hotels, you know, you had some issues when all this whole situation happened. So that's the only thing I could think of how they may try to find a way to you know, keep track of you or quarantine you and so forth. It's been a while since I've been to Brazil, been roughly about 2 years. And I could say that, you know, this would have been a great time to go to Brazil. You know, a lot of things is happening out there. Of course, the weather is starting to turn. It's about to be their summer in just, you know, a couple months, or at least right now, from December going into January, February. So this is like actually one of the best times to go visit down there to see what's really popping. And then, of course, the last thing you want to do is be stuck in quarantine as you go down there. So we know that a lot of countries are putting this whole thing in order regarding the whole fact that, you know, no entry or the restricting your entry, whatever, because of the vaccination, not being vaccinated. So let's jump into the article. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what Brazil has stated, just so that we can get an understanding of what's popping. So here's the article. It's coming from the Points guy. I'm gonna start over here. It says, but unvaccinated travelers who want to travel to Brazil face a new restriction, a mandatory 5-day quarantine. Unvaccinated travelers who arrived in Brazil by airplane will be required to quarantine at their destination for 5 days starting December 11th, which was yesterday. A health official told the Associated Press that the rule would mean discouragement of anti-vaccine tourism in Brazil. Also, it says, it's unclear how the country will enforce the quarantine. The rule went into place just days after the president who said that it makes no sense for him to be vaccinated even after contracting the virus, said in opposed to the idea of vaccine passports. It says here, all travelers to Brazil must fill out a health declaration form and show proof of negative PCR test performed within 72 hours before boarding, or a negative antigen test taken within 24 hours before boarding. Children under the age of 12 traveling with a companion are exempt from this rule. Travelers must also show proof of vaccination, and unvaccinated travelers must quarantine upon arrival. At the end of the 5-day quarantine, unvaccinated travelers must take a new PCR test or antigen test according to the U.S. Embassy. If the test is positive, they must follow Brazil Ministry of Health guidelines. Unvaccinated travelers who test negative can travel throughout the country. If you have travel plans to parts of Brazil this holiday season, some things won't be the same. The city of Rio announced that it would cancel its annual New Year Eve celebration due to the spread of the Omicron variant, which has been discovered in Brazil. Nearly 66% of Brazilians are fully vaccinated against COVID-19, according to Johns Hopkins University. Brazil has reported over 22 million coronavirus cases and over 616,000 deaths, among the world's highest numbers. The U.S. Center of Disease, which is the CDC, lists the country at level 3, high levels of COVID-19, and says unvaccinated travelers should avoid non-essential travel to Brazil. So there we go. You know, that's basically what was stated from the article in reference to Brazil. And once again, you know, these are almost the same restrictions that's going on with Colombia that we like to go visit, such as you need to have a 72-hour PCR test to gain entry into the country, or you got to be vaccinated. So Same thing here, you gotta be vaccinated as well. However, they're saying that if you're not vaccinated, you still gotta quarantine even with that test of entering into the country, which I find to be kind of interesting. But these are the rules. These are the rules for Brazil. You know, they're very strict. And I wonder what other countries are going to follow the same rule as well, because once one country start reporting strict COVID entry, others start following suit as well. So this is something to keep your eye on, and this is something that has started yesterday, December 11th. I'm sorry I'm kind of late getting this to you guys. You guys know that I've been extremely busy with several things going on, traveling and other things like that. But this is the only reason why kind of getting you guys this information pretty late. Also, I don't know if you guys caught me on Borders, Crossing Borders. I was actually on his show and had a good discussion regarding relationships in overseas. So if you guys want to check that out, go check it out. Also, I'm going to be releasing other materials from that actual interview, little snippets of it here and there. So I'll make sure that you guys get a chance to see that as I open up about dating internationally, as well as my experience. So it's just something for you guys to take a look at if that's something that interests you guys. So. But hey, like I said, leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think about this whole thing with Brazil. Let me know if this is something that will hinder you guys from going out there to Brazil, or if it doesn't mean nothing, you guys still gonna continue going out to Brazil, have no problems, maybe being vaccinated, or even if you want to submit a PCR test or something like that, that is something that you might want to do, that it might be okay for you. So, well, that's your boy, the Solo Traveler ORD. Thanks again for checking out this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I'm out.